Got the chips and the dip on my shoulder. Yeah, mommy young, but fuck it, I can motor. I need my money, Monday's what I told her. She said that's cold, I told her she gets colder. She got a friend that told her bring her over. She got a bumper, told her bend it over. She overstayed her welcome, had to scold her. Why you like this? I'll tell you when you want.
Alright, what's up, y'all? Yo, it's Vinny the Venomous. We're gonna be talking about games all day, every day, all fucking getting out. Yeah, it's almost a guarantee at this point that Xbox has completed the deal with Activision Blizzard. The appeal, the FTC, aka Sony, tried to get going, did not work. It failed swiftly, and which, some decision had to be made soon, and it was made. And CMA is the last of the Mohicans. I don't see the CMA being the one stick in the mud. I think they're working a deal out. The CA is just tripping about cloud, which is whatever. I think they whatever. And then after that, it's the deal's completed. For me, the most important part of this deal for me is that I feel like if Microsoft, as a big company, not Xbox in and of itself, but Microsoft, I just had a feeling like if Microsoft as a company didn't start seeing the Xbox brand and gaming in general to start being like lucrative, then they would start second and triple thinking even having Xbox be a thing, and that would be anti-competitive. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that would be anti-competitive if we don't have Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo competing. And I, there's the one thing about FTC that I did. One of the few things I actually agreed with them with is that, like, Nintendo Switch is competing. Of course they're competing, because it's your dollars, it's your money. The Nintendo Switch is right next to the PS5 if you go to Target or to Best Buy or whatever, and next to Xbox. All three of them are next to each other. How can we say that they're not competing? But Nintendo has found a real cozy spot, where you don't buy a Switch to play Call of Duty. You don't buy a Switch to play any of that. You buy a Switch to experience the Nintendo experience, and everything that entails. And it's a very unique thing, and which is why you'll see somebody have a Switch and a PS5, or a Switch and an Xbox. And people that just have a Switch, period, I tend to feel like they're not like gamers. You know what I mean? They're like the epitome of casual. They'll play, Mario Kart, or, the new Zelda, or, you know what I mean? But it's not like gaming and having the best system and having the most capable hardware isn't a super important thing to people that just have a Switch and have no desire to have something more than that. So it's important for console gamers for there to be competition. Of course, it's important in business, period, in whatever market. That's why this whole thing is supposed to be going on. But the thing is I feel like what we were fighting for, what was on the line with this trial, is if Xbox, I feel like if Xbox lost, I personally thought it'd be really realistic to think of Xbox not continuing this, like Microsoft not continuing this for another generation. I not knowing if that's true or not, but like we got to look at the numbers or crunch the numbers up. You know what I mean? Microsoft doesn't need Xbox. It doesn't. But the thing is the game industry does need it, because otherwise it's just PlayStation and Switch. And you're silly if you think Switch would just be like, okay, well, we're going to fall into that place. I mean, it could have been like the next hardware. All of a sudden the Switch, Nintendo pivots and they're like, okay, we're going to really compete hardware wise with PS5 now. And I don't believe so, because I don't think Nintendo has to. Right? So Nintendo just stays in their zone doing their thing. And now if you're a hardcore or like a console gamer, all you have is PS5. How is that good? Or the PS6 now. Like imagine that. Like that would be the future. I think it would be a realistic future, that there's just the PS6. How is that good for you as a PlayStation fan? Right? Because who's to say, the PS6 comes out and what's to stop Sony from charging $800 for it? Because what are you going to do? Oh, you're going to play the Switch? Okay. We'll see you. Right? Like, it's important for Xbox to be in the spot. It's important for gamers and for consumers. And so it was important for Xbox to win this. For everybody. Because it's not like Xbox wins this and now all of a sudden, PlayStation is on the ropes. That's ridiculous. I always equated to like Adidas. If Adidas went and signed LeBron to this crazy multi-million-dollar deal, are they putting Nike out of business? Absolutely not. Like, come on, man. Like they're so behind in that race, and it's only in gaming that we even consider it a race like that. I mean, Nike is Nike, man, and Nike didn't used to, of course, be in this position, but for a long time now they have been, and that's just the way it is, and nothing is going to change that. But having other shoe companies is important, right? Like, it is, to make sure that Nike is not charging you 20,000 million bazillion fucking dollars for shoes, and then Nike making sure that their shoes are quality and making sure that, you know what I'm saying? Do you know why PlayStation is coming out the box with all those games like that and exclusives and all that stuff? Because of competition with Xbox. Believe it. If the 360 wasn't killing the game like that, you think PS3 would have came out and started firing at all cylinders like they did? This is all residual from the 360 PS3 era, for sure, because 360 really took advantage of that. 360 really took advantage of that head start, And PlayStation really, there's a lot of hubris there, and they paid for it. But at the end of that, they really set up a future of games that could sell consoles. And it's a slow process. The PlayStation 1 didn't have Uncharted. The PS1 didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, a lot of the games that are synonymous with the very first PS1, a lot of you youngins out there, a lot of those games came from companies that aren't first-party Sony studios. Crash Bandicoot was the mascot for PlayStation. Crash Bandicoot is now an Xbox character. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the CMA deal is done, so shoot, man, it's an arms race for sure. I mean, you look at it, like, you can't. I have come to terms with, like, I'm not playing a Final Fantasy. I'm not playing any major Final Fantasy game. I'm not gonna play 7. It's not without a PlayStation. I'm not playing those games without PlayStation. So like Sony's been doing these kind of deals. It's these kind of deals that killed Sega. I remember at the time I had a Sega Saturn, you know, and I couldn't play certain games on them because PlayStation had these exclusive deals. Sony's been playing that game for a long time, man. Shoot, I mean, honestly, it almost killed Sega and Nintendo. Nintendo wasn't doing good financially, and that's when Nintendo was trying to compete. In like, you know, dead out compete, like, you know, polygons and whatnot. So, you know, it wasn't really till the Wii, till it was like, all right, you know, the only thing that was really successful from Nintendo for a minute was handheld. You know, man, if it wasn't for the Game Boys and whatnot, I think Nintendo would already be dead. And even then, Nintendo needed a big win, and it got it with the Wii. And that's when you saw Nintendo completely pivot and be like, man, we're not competing in that game anymore. We're not competing in that field. We're competing in our own field. You know, we're creating the Nintendo experience. So it's a great thing. It's a thing for all of us to celebrate. That Xbox has defeated the FTC and Sony, the evil empire. They are. But it's important for them to be here too. I would never want it to be just Xbox. You've seen Xbox do its best work in second place or third place, however you want to put it. There'd be no Game Pass if Xbox was winning. There'd be no Game Pass. There's no way. Why? Why would they do that in first place? Why? These moves had to be made not in first place. Some of these super creative games, I don't think would ever came out. Not in first party studios. You know? It's important to have competition. So it's a beautiful thing, and all this is going to do is help. One, it's going to do two things. One, it's going to keep Microsoft as a company interested in gaming. Because money, right? Two, it's going to bolster Game Pass, which is really the killer app for Xbox. That's the exclusive for Xbox. It's the juiciest. Is Game Pass. I'm about to jump on Game Pass right now on my phone. So, you know, and then of course, you know, getting these first-party studios going and really just being competitive as a gaming studio. Or, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do, especially when they're able to make Activision not just a Call of Duty machine. That's what I'm hoping that they do. I hope they pivot from that and aren't just like, okay, let's make a Call of Duty every blah 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 every 6 months or some crazy shit. Instead, be like, okay, well, let's make a prototype. Let's make another prototype. Let's make another Tony Hawk. Let's make another Hexen. Let's make some new IPs. Let's do that. They got studios out the yin yang. I guarantee you, man, like people have been like, well, we're not seeing the stuff from Bethesda, blah, 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 blah. Man, give us some time. I'm telling you, by next gen, by the end, I feel like the Xbox Series XS is going to have a turnaround like the PS3 had a turnaround. Like toward the end of the cycle, it was like, oh, no, they're killing it. Because that's how PS3 was. PS3 was like, a lot of people jumped ship and went to 360. There were PS2, PS1, PS2 peoples. And then all of a sudden, PS3 was like starting to hit with haymakers. Like they had, you know, the Uncharted and the Heavy Rains and all these things, and it was like, oh shoot! I mean, and God of War, and you know, I mean, God of War had been out, but like it started. That's when the things started changing. Like, you know what I mean? Like these really cinematic games, these showcase games, right? And so I really think that, you know, like I said, that was later in the PS3's, you know, span, like second half on. And I feel like that's what we're gonna see happen with the Series X and the Series S. We're gonna see like the second half. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, after halftime. Now after halftime, they're gonna be nasty with it, man. And by the time we see whatever Xbox calls the next thing, it's gonna be a nasty beast. She's gonna be a nasty bitch. So I'm excited about it, man. And that's just gonna make Sony come out the box more. You know what I mean? And Sony not just resting on you know, what they have, you know. And so it's important. It's important for gamers. Let's make it more competitive, baby. Let's go. And still fuck PlayStation, bro. Still fuck PlayStation. Fuck PlayStation. Xbox forever, baby. Xbox forever. But I don't want y'all not in this. I want it to, let's let it be competitive. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I do want us to win. Which me winning, I feel like I'm winning already, man. I feel like I'm not without games to play. I got plenty of games to play on Game Pass. And I can't wait for plenty more games to play on Game Pass, man. I can't wait. I can't wait till the old prototypes hit Game Pass. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited. All right, y'all. Vinny the Venomous, man. And I'm gonna be having more videos like this, really talking about the gaming industry and other industries, because, you know, your boy got a lot of things he digs, from music, video games, movies, the whole 9 yards. I'm gonna be out here talking to y'all. Let's go.